You could share who you are and tell us a little bit about what you're doing here, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Rebel Foxx. I'm from Atlanta. I'm a rock musician and a little bit of soul, a little bit of blues, R&B in my soul, you know. I have a main goal, and I want to bring more inclusion of autism into modern music and the music industry. I was diagnosed when I was 2. The doctors told my parents that I would never talk. And look at me now, you can't get me to shut up. My dad told me that when I was first diagnosed, there was a Christmas special where Celine Dion sang a note and I matched it. And that's when my parents knew that music had to become my special interest. So they did everything in their power to be able to allow me to explore that creative outlet. I worked with Travis Biggs when I was 5. And he really taught me the elements of music. He was the violin player in the original Color Purple. He taught me what harmonies meant and just introduced me into a world that I had no idea even existed. I was always singing. I was singing before I could really talk, always humming, making repetitive sounds. When I became verbal at 5, that's when I really started to become a singer. And with the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Rainbow Program in my hometown, or at least that's what we called it, I sang the national anthem with a group for the Special Olympics in 2000. And then after that, I've always been singing, and I've picked up instruments along the way so I can sing. But I found that my main passion is in composing and to literally create a song from scratch, rewriting all the parts if I can. I'm not that great of a drummer, but I try my best. And through autism, I also want to point out that it's really common for autistics to be homeless. And I struggled with homelessness for a while. And there was one point in my life where all I had was my cell phone to create music. And homelessness didn't stop me. And I have a couple tracks on SoundCloud that I've created with an iPhone 8. Believe it or not, Millionaire was my first one. My most recent one is World War III. My dream is to be able to get those fully produced and to the masses to talk about these hard subjects of homelessness. I would like to bring more inclusion of autism in the music industry. And, you know, I wish I had somebody that I could look up to when I was that age. When I was 5, 6, I didn't know of any autistic singers because at the time, I didn't think there were any. I feel like I didn't have people to look up to that I felt like that I could relate to. I loved listening to Stevie Wonder growing up. My favorite band is Earth, Wind & Fire. I come from a multicultural background. My mom is German, my dad is Panamanian, so I have been immersed in culture, and it's because of those roots. That's why I am the way I am today. And I came here to Los Angeles to restart my life after going through trials and tribulations through my homelessness, and I'm not gonna let anything stop me, and neither should you. I'm Rebel Foxx.
Thank you, Rebel. That was amazing. And one last question. Could you share your thoughts? I usually ask people what if they think of music as has the potential of being what I call a universal language, where it kind of connects people in ways that it doesn't, or maybe your experience, if you've had any experiences regarding that.
Well, it's so funny because I was explaining this to a friend yesterday, that music itself creates receptors in our brains, and it allows us to be able to function in a way that we normally wouldn't without music, because music itself is frequencies and it's sound waves, and we feel that perceptively, intuitively. I mean, you could get somebody speaking Spanish and speaking German, but as long as they have the same sheet of music, they're speaking to each other, even though they might not understand their own languages to each other. It's the music that truly brings people together, and that's another main reason why that I'm a musician, why I love it so much. And I mean, it was because of music that I am able to talk, and the love and support of my family. And I believe that we can make this world a better place if we, instead of choosing violence and choosing the wrong paths, if we listened to more music, and if we truly felt the music that we listened to in a good way, then this world would be a better place.
Thank you so much.